The Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus may genuinely be one of the better Android tablet offerings out there, priced starting at 3,599 dirhams. Out of the box, you get the tablet itself with some accessories. We're looking at a Type A to Type C USB cable, some paperwork alongside a SIM tool to access up to 1TB of microSD expansion, the charging brick which supports a pretty slow 15-watt charging, especially for a tablet with a 10,090 mAh battery, but bear in mind, the tablet does support full 45-watt charging with an external charger, and of course, we get the S Pen 2, which borrows all the improvements we've seen from it on the Note 20 series. For the tablet itself, we're looking at a very premium metallic build. I like the minimal look on the back, and it seems that the tablet is meant for landscape operation from the looks of it. The bottom houses the connector ports, the right has 2 speakers and a microphone, the top comes with another microphone, the volume and power buttons, as well as the slot for storage expansion, and lastly we've got the other 2 speakers and the Type-C USB port for charging. The front panel on this thing is of course a 12.4-inch Super AMOLED one, and quite honestly, it looks gorgeous. You also get support for Quad HD Plus resolution and up to a 120Hz refresh rate simultaneously, and with it, multimedia is actually incredible. Colors are vibrant and there won't be any issues with viewing angles. The bezels could have been a bit smaller, but perhaps that's how Samsung manages to pack quad speakers on the tablet, which also sound really good. So from a multimedia perspective, you're covered on all fronts. To truly take advantage of the tablet though, I think it pairs well with the book cover keyboard. This is a separate accessory that Samsung is bundling with every Tab S7 Plus pre-order, and we think it's quite something. It allows you to interact with the machine in a more conventional manner, and I'm happy with the typing experience on its keyboard too. It's pretty tactile, comes with a separate trackpad, and hasn't really impacted my typing experience whatsoever, so props to Samsung for that. Usually you'd pair the S Pen to the tablet on the back, but seeing as the tablet has no indentation, it sort of sticks out. The book cover though actually accommodates for the sticking out S Pen on the back, and for that it's pretty helpful and just pairs well with the overall experience. And while your regular software experience is the same, so just a bigger version of Samsung's One UI 2.5 and Android 10, the keyboard prompts you to pair with Dex, which is incredibly useful and just helps with productivity a lot, especially with things like syncing with Microsoft products, nearby sharing, etc. Since we've touched on the S Pen though, it's worth mentioning at this stage too. Personally, the rear placement is a bit difficult to get used to, and technically you can magnetically attach it to the tablet's top, so that's what I've been doing. The S Pen comes with a variety of gestures to get you up and running on your tablet, but instead of them being in the air, perhaps support for it on the trackpad of the keyboard for gestures could have nailed the experience just a bit more perfectly. That being said, the S Pen has really sparked a level of creativity, and I love that the tablet's back is flat, which means using the S Pen doesn't make it wobble on a surface. It allows you to effortlessly write, draw, and pretty much convey your thoughts, and thus far, even Samsung's new Notes application has been very robust. You can choose from a number of different brushes, tools, colors, and features, and the Notes app is pretty well laid out. Writing is also natural, and converting your written text either visually or to actual typeface could be a useful feature for students. Sketching on this thing is also really nice, and palm rejection works on this thing like a charm, although a small quirk when choosing colors or brushes, the tablet doesn't seem to reject your palm, which makes it a bit annoying to choose colors or brushes when you're immersed in that experience. As I've said before, using the tablet in portrait orientation is a bit off-putting, and to be honest, I've used it landscape for the majority of the time I've spent with it. This thing has the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, and things really fly. I tried a bit of PUBG on this thing and it handled it like a charm on the highest settings, which were extreme and HDR graphics. I actually quite enjoyed playing with the WASD keys on the keyboard and the touchscreen simultaneously, and you could very well pair it up with another accessory. But speaking of that, maybe an extra Type-C USB port on the tablet would have been a nice addition. The Tab S7 Plus has also kept up with all my applications and offers some really nice ways of multitasking, which I personally found to be very helpful. And that really boils down to the software optimization, running with 8GB of RAM and 512GB of UFS 3.0 storage on this thing if you go for the maxed out variant. Perhaps in the long run, we can also test how the tablet does with some serious video work alongside its competition, so do stay tuned for that video coming up very shortly. But just wrapping up on this, the camera isn't something that I've tested extensively because it isn't something huge to look for on a tablet, and of course it's decent. You can get some pictures with a 13 megapixel wide and 5 megapixel ultra wide sensors, but do you really want to carry a 12.4 inch slab around just to take pictures? I don't think so. And definitely the front-facing 8 megapixel camera is good enough for your video calls, and here's a sample of that. Testing out the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus's front-facing camera to see how the quality looks indoors with a bit of background noise, to also test the audio quality and yeah, basically give you guys an idea of what your video calls may look like. There's also a fingerprint scanner on board for biometrics, so that's obviously very much appreciated, although it is an optical scanner and not the ultrasonic variant that you find with Samsung's flagships. So far though, using the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus has been a treat. In the UAE, you do not get it with LTE, but this one's the model with Wi-Fi support, complete with pretty much the best you can get from Samsung in a tablet in 2020. That's about it for this one. Thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.